We're good? Okay, thanks. I'd like to welcome everybody to the December 6th, 2022 Corte Madera Town Council meeting. And with that, I'm going to let Finn call the meeting to order. Would he like to call roll call too? Can we get roll call, please?
Yes. Councilmember Beckman.
Here.
Councilmember Mongan. Here. Councilmember Ravazio.
Here.
Vice Mayor Lee.
Here.
And Mayor Casissa.
Here. If we can stand, salute the flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'm going to open up our meeting for public comment, but please note is I'm going to reopen public comment when we honor the outgoing council members and when we bring in, swear in the new council members also. So if there's anything you want to speak on that's not on the agenda, you can go to the podium if you like. And I don't know if we have any, we have a couple, I don't see any hands raised so far either. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening. So my name is Carl Crowett. I live at 74 Sonora Way in the East Corte Madera Hillside neighborhood. And I know this is a happy occasion for many of you. And so thankfully, I'm going to be first before you have all your celebrations. I'm here to bring to your attention a very divisive issue that's facing more than 1,000 of our residents in this town. About 1,000 of your voter base in this town. There's a group of parents in our neighborhood that have submitted a petition to the Marin County Office of Education that would transfer territory from the Reed Union School District to the Larkspur Corte Madera School District. As you may have read in the Marin IJ, the proposal is highly emotional for many constituents, and if adopted, would have an unimaginable impact on a part of Corte Madera where more than 1,000 people live. In the articles in the IJ, it's reaffirmed that this is tearing our neighborhood apart. Regional school districts serve Corte Madera, Tiburon, and Belvedere, and about 130 school-age children live in this neighborhood in East Corte Madera affected by this petition. Of those, about 2/3 are currently attending Reed Union schools, and the remaining approximately 40 students at 27 households are attending schools right here in the Larkspur Corte Madera School District. Petitioner's website says, align our children's schools with local community's identity. We are Corte Madera residents. Yet the proposed territory transfer deliberately excludes 72 apartment homes within the town of Corte Madera, the Preserve Apartments off of Paradise Drive, and they live in the Reed Union School District. I'm concerned because they define community solely as their proximity to a single school building, the Cove School, which reeks of tribalism and populism, and really shows lack of perspective. The transfer petition would also should be rejected because of multiple procedural issues exposed before and after the petition was submitted. Most egregious is that petitioners used a deceptive narrative about school choice that misled voters. Dozens have publicly stated that they were misled. I'm here to ask that as leaders and members of the town council make their opposition or support of this territory transfer public so that it will confirm or deny the rumors that are being spoken by many of my neighbors about your positions on this issue. Eli Beckman, a community leader, I'm thankful that you graciously offered to host a neutral mediator session and to broker a meeting between Craig Block, one of the petitioners, and me as a starting point towards reconciliation, even though the two sides don't come away seeing eye to eye about the petition. I welcome the meeting. And I'm thankful that you have become a voice in this debate because I think you can help us all align on some fundamental facts. I'm sorry that Craig asked to reschedule, but I still welcome the invitation to have an open, honest, and meaningful discussion. And I'm hopeful that we can all align our schedules and reschedule as soon as possible. I'm a voice for Corte Madera and for fairness. Going forward, I hope that members of the town council will get the facts from both sides of this debate before responding to questions from your constituents, and that you might make this an agenda item in an upcoming meeting to address the fiscal impact that this would have on the town.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're limited to 3 minutes on public comment.
If approved,
I'm sorry, the 3 minutes are up.
I had one more sentence, which was thank you.
Finish it, guys, as long as it's one more
It's
sentence.
one more sentence. If approved, Will request that their home values be assessed. Thank you for your time. And congratulations to the council members.
Thanks. Anybody else present? I don't see any hands raised.
And we don't have any emailed public comment.
Okay, thanks. With that, I'll go ahead and close out public comment. We'll move to declaration of the results of November 8th municipal election. Rebecca or Lorena, do you have the report, staff report?
The staff report is before you, and let me just pull it up right now. So it was published on the website earlier today. And we have a resolution that we would need to adopt that recites the facts of the general municipal election held on November 8th, declaring the results and such other matters as provided by law. And it provides the certificate of election from the county of Marin and the official final election results. And all of this is published on the website.
Thanks. Any questions from council members? No, I'll go ahead and open up for public comment. Anybody wishing to speak on this topic, you can go to the podium. Any hands raised?
We do not have any hands raised at this time.
And I assume no email comment? I'm sorry, Rebecca, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Casissa. If I may, I just wanted to add to that to say that the resolution adopted also, in addition to noting the 3 council members who received the highest vote totals of the 5 candidates were Eli Beckman, Pat Ravazio, and Rosa M. Thomas. And in addition, Measure E, our paramedic tax, passed with 81.47% of the vote. It needed a 2/3 vote in order to pass. So Measure E is also passed as of the certification of the results by the county at yesterday's certification.
Okay, thanks. Still no public comment, I assume,
Correct.
and no email public comments.
Correct.
Okay, thanks. I'll go ahead and close public comment. Bring it back to council for a possible motion to adopt resolution 61-2022 regarding certifying the election results held on November 8th.
I'll make a motion to certify. I'll second.
Thanks. Any other discussion? Go ahead and call for the vote.
Councilmember Beckman,
Yes.
Councilmember Mongan,
Yes.
Councilmember Ravazio,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lee,
Yes.
and Mayor Casissa.
Yes. With that, we're going to move to item number 4, which is recognition of outgoing council members. Anything you want to say, Bob or Leela? We'll let you guys kick it off first, and then maybe we'll bring it back to council members, and then we'll open it up.
Thanks. I just wanted to say it's been a real honor to serve this town. I love this town, and it was really eye-opening and educational and heartwarming for me to get to be involved in the leadership of this town for, I guess, almost 2 years. And I'm still going to be around and making noise and trying to be supportive. And so it's not goodbye. I did want to also say, I think I learned a lot about how much work it takes to run a town well. And so I want to give thanks to my fellow council members and to staff, because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that I wasn't aware of. And I've been really privileged to see that. So thank you.
Thanks.
Me?
It's,
Oh, geez. Thank you.
Unless you want Finn to speak for you.
No, I'll speak. I'm sorry, I got a little bit more, but I started this back in 2007, right after the town bought the Corte Madera Center and paid twice the appraised value of the property without any public meetings. Now, we have come a very long way since then, but it got a lot worse first. And I'm just going to tell you one quick story. Everything you need to know about local politics is in this story. The recession of 2008 hit, and the town, already in terrible financial shape, lost 15% of our sales tax revenue overnight. I was named mayor in 2009. And in one of my first meetings, the day of the meeting, a grand jury report was released saying the town was doomed to bankruptcy. Front page story, Marin IJ, huge headline day of the meeting. Nothing worse can happen on the day of a council meeting. And I figured we would be barraged with people angry about this whole thing that night. As you all know, we get emails the day of council meetings, right? That day I got 30 emails. But here's the thing about local politics. One of those emails was about the town's imminent bankruptcy. The other 29 were about the main agenda item that night,
a new ordinance allowing honeybees and chickens. So there you have it, right there. Town going bankrupt, not a big deal. My neighbor's putting in a chicken coop, I'm gonna talk about it. That's what you guys need to know. So just remember that. I feel like I'm leaving the town in better shape than when I started. We have a balanced budget now. We have reserves, we have pensions addressed, we have long-term capital spending planned and budgeted. But that was because of the hard work of a lot of people, many of whom are not in this room, some of whom are. Thank you. I am so lucky, but I have some incredible people I want to thank. I'm going to make this really quick. First, my family, first and foremost. They put up with a lot of long nights of long meetings. My wife, Pat, was the one who encouraged me to run. And now crazily enough, here we are tonight with her stepping in. I didn't see that coming. I want to thank my supporters, people who encouraged me over the years and were always there when the going gets tough, because it does get tough. Our public safety officers. I've been on police and fire council for many, many years, and I have a real understanding of how incredibly well-trained and how professional these guys are. Chief Norton was here. I don't know if he still is, but I want to thank him. Chief, thank you. There he is. And Chief Martin, thank you for everything you guys do. You guys are great. I want to thank our town staff. I wish everybody knew how hard you guys worked and how much you care about the people in this town. We're really lucky to have an incredible town staff. Best one I've seen. I worked closely with Todd Cusimano on police and as the town manager for 15 years. And I thought he was irreplaceable. Well, thank you, Chief Norton, for proving me wrong. And thank you, Adam Wolf, for proving me wrong. We are so lucky to have you. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. And I want to thank my fellow council members. I know how each one of you puts into this, how much you care. I've learned a lot from each one of you, and I thank you for that. I'm proud that while we have differences among ourselves, we have nearly always voted 5-0 on issues because we were so often able to find common ground, understand each other's views, and then most importantly, do what was best for the town. So I know we're in good hands. And finally, I'm not going anywhere. Let me know if there's anything you need help with. And I'm still going to be pretty close to at least one council member. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
I think that's the first time a council member's gotten it standing O. Just, Bob, on my personal behalf and also on the town, I appreciate all the hard work you've done over the years. Any motion? Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Me too.
I had this whole thing planned and it goes awry. To me, you're gonna love this one. You're the Obi-Wan Kenobi of Corte Madera. You're like, I don't want to say the old, but I said the old, you're like the old wise one that, you have a ton of knowledge. You've been around forever. You know everybody, you know how things work, you know how to get things done. So it's really appreciated. It really is from bottom of it.
Thank you so much. And I am here to help. Anything you need is up to nearby. Always happy to come in and help.
Thanks, Obi. We appreciate it. And Leela, I appreciate all the work you've done. I know you did a lot of work on Project Home Key on the Casa brand, which is a total success. Larkspur's using that as a model now for what we did. It's a total success. It just fits right into our community. The community more than welcomed it. So it was a perfect fit. And I know you did a lot of work on the DEI stuff also. So that's really appreciated also. So thank you. I'm going to turn over to either you or Charles for any comments, and now open up to public.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravasios are definitely elders and have taught me a lot as I've come through on the planning commission and now on council. And I appreciate the time and the efforts that I've been involved in helping the town when chosen to get to work with you. So thank you for that.
And I'll just second all the comments previously made. And, I'll just say, Leela, I was so grateful and appreciative when you stood and put your name in the running for that council vacancy. And the last 2 years have really showed me that we made the right choice in appointing you. Thank you for being, just kind of a steadfast, even-keeled, thoughtful, hardworking council member. It means a lot. I know you'll stay involved. I hope maybe someday you'll consider running for council again, because you've shown that you're a fantastic fit for the job. Thank you for everything you've contributed. Bob, I've told you this a number of times, but I really, since day one, I've seen you as a role model, from everything from how to run a meeting to how to build consensus on an issue where it doesn't look like all the council members may be aligned, finding common ground and being able to get to that 5-0 that really shows the community that the council has looked at an issue carefully and is coming together to chart a course forward that is going to be best for the town. So thank you so much for everything that you've taught me, taught all of us, you know, and really done to help lead our community through some difficult times. It's really appreciated.
With that, I'm going to go ahead and open it for public comment. We're not going to put a timer on, limit it to 3 minutes, but please just kind of keep it as short as you can. We're keeping this informal.
Hi, good evening. Oh, hello. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Mayor and council members, my name is Lucy McPherson and I live on Corte Madera Avenue. My father, David McPherson, has laryngitis and has 100% lost his voice, which while it has advantages for me at home, it means tonight I will be the voice of my family. First, I want to thank Councilmember Mongan for her service in bringing girl power and diversity to the town council. And Bob Ravazio, since I was an infant, you have worked tirelessly to make crosswalks in streets in Corte Madera safer for younger kids like me who have walked and biked to school to our friends' homes. And for my father, he has told me that he has learned so much from Bob Ravazio about how to approach public service and, equally important, how to be a good father to daughters. May I add, he did a great job. We have a commemorative gavel and plaque, and I want to read the inscription. Bob Ravazio, husband, father, mayor, mentor, advocate, and a handsome, fun friend to have in one's life. Well done.
Is there anybody else that'd like to speak?
Hello, good evening. My name is Rhonda Cutter. I'm Supervisor Dennis Radoni's aide, Marin County. And he has the privilege of Corte Madera being part of District 4. So he wasn't able to be here tonight, but he wanted me to come down and personally thank you, Bob, for all the work you've done in the town of Corte Madera and for the county, and also Leela. We really appreciate all your efforts, and it has not gone unnoticed. The Project Home Key has been a huge success, and I think it really shows the kind of partnership that the county and the town, of Corte Madera can do. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and just wanted to thank you. So as you've seen, we have certificates of recognition. I'd be happy to give them to you now, but there's a whole fleet of them here. So you might not be seen at your desk. So thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it. Anybody else present wish to speak? Did we get any, I don't see any hands raised. Any email comments?
We did not get any emailed comments on this item.
Okay, thanks. With that, I will go ahead and close it out. Sorry, go ahead. Adam,
Can
go ahead.
staff say a few words as well? Or I'll say something on behalf of staff because I think it's worth stating. You know, Leela, it's been a relatively short time, but it's been really a pleasure to get to know you. And I think all of our staff has really benefited greatly from your really calm, I think thoughtful, and also friendly approach to decision making and to working with staff. So I just thank you for the time that we've been able to get to know you and spend working with you. And we hope you are still involved in the future because we will come looking for you as well and for advice. And Bob, I know there's others probably who have worked with you longer, but I've also worked with you quite a long time, not directly as a town manager, but indirectly as a planning and building director, and really just want to extend our appreciation for all your support and consistent support throughout the years. You know, you've extended that to all of us, and I think what's impressive to me is you focused really on
prioritizing the town's core responsibilities consistently, public safety, infrastructure, maintenance and improvements, and really financial health. And you spoke to that. But also your support just means a lot to us. You've been direct, decisive, and efficient on your work with the town council. And personally, I've really just appreciated your encouragement over the years. So thank you very much and best of luck to you. And I'll be in touch with you as well.
Thank you.
And anybody else from staff? Go ahead, Rebecca.
This is hard. Okay, thank you. First, Bob, I met you my first week working for the town 8.5 years ago, and you've been a mentor and a guide to me in public service and the time I've spent with you since then. So I thank you for teaching us by example how to put the community first. And that is something that we as staff strive to do every day, do what's best for the community. Be fiscally responsible, be environmentally sensitive, be look out for bicyclists and pedestrians and make the town as accessible as possible. And probably many other things and too many to say here, but just know that you're appreciated and your wisdom is appreciated. And we know that you mean it and you're genuine when you say that you'll be here for us in all the years ahead. So thank you. And we will try not to bug you too frequently, but thank you. And Leela, it's been a pleasure working with you for the past 2 years. I've learned from you in your discussions on the Home Key project and all of the work you've done with our group on the DEI work, which you've laid the groundwork for, and we are going to get a lot of use out of in the future as we start to implement those programs through our staff and then our boards and commissions and committees. It will permeate every corner of all the business that we do. So thank you. And that is quite a legacy to leave for you too. Okay, I did that.
I did, so go for it. Anybody else? No, and it's no email comments, no raised hands.
No email comments, no raised hands, and I'll just jump in and say that since I've been working here, I really learned a lot from Bob, mostly since I've started 5 years ago, and then Leela now recently and working with her on the DEI work. And I had never worked in local government before, and I feel like you both have set really great examples for me to learn from. A lot of the times I'm just watching the meetings or listening as I'm driving home, and it's really interesting to just see how a town is run on the elected officials side. So thank you for that. I think Corte Madera has been a great place to start my career in local government, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you as you stay on the community member side. Thank you so much. And since we don't have any additional public comment, I will say that we do have recognitions from Senator Feinstein's office, Senator Padilla, Assemblymember Levine, Congressman Huffman, and of course Supervisor Rodoni. They're all laid out in the back, and you can
If
take
the
them.
camera can pan over there briefly to see quite the array of recognition that Lorena has amassed for our outgoing council members.
Yeah, so we won't be reading all of them into the record, but they are available for everyone to take a look at.
Thanks. And if this is gonna sound weird, even though I know it's not the end, but I'll close public comment. And again, thank you both for your service.
Thank you.
Shouldn't say it's out with the old and with the new. So sorry. So with that, we're gonna move to item 5 with this, which is the oath of office. Yeah, the name tags go also. She's pretty quick. We're gonna move to the oath of office. Just to let everyone know how we're gonna work this is we're gonna have each each elected official come up one by one, take the oath. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave. If you want to take pictures, quick pictures with your family while you're in front here, then that works also. Okay. And we're doing it, I believe, in alphabetical order, Rebecca.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. There's a voice I can't, oh, you're over there. Sorry. So we're gonna start off, Eli, with you first.
So Eli, if you, since Rebecca thought it'd be best if we stand here together and read it out loud
Okay.
at this mic,
Over here?
Yeah. and then you can move over to the front for pictures. So if you could please hold your oath, and then when you read it, you can say swear or affirm,
Okay.
whichever one works best for you.
Great.
I know this captures sound well, so we don't have to stand really close. So please hold your right hand up. And we're going to read this paragraph here. I state your name and then
Excuse me.
say do solemnly swear or affirm, whichever you prefer,
I, Eli Beckman, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
then-
Thanks.
So, now if you can just please sign, I'm signing both. Shaky. And then you sign this one.
Great.
Okay, and then if you'd like, I will sign this one. And you can take this up for pictures.
Great. Thank you.
There you go.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Eli, would you like to go ahead and get a quick picture with your
Yeah, I'll
family?
Do a little quick photo op.
And then next, Pat Ravazio.
Now we have Pat Ravazio, and I won't hold my hand up this time. I've been sworn in a couple of times in my lifetime as well, so I don't think I need to do that, but please hold your right hand up, Pat, and then I state your name and then say do solemnly swear or affirm, whichever you prefer.
I, Pat Ravazio, do solemnly swear
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties about which I am about to enter.
Thank you. Congratulations. Now we have a pin that new council members receive, and we can have one of your family members pin that on you if you'd like. But and if you'd like, you can do it up front. And if you'd like to take a picture with your certificate, we'll just do a quick signature
Okay.
first, right there. Okay, and then let me sign that for you.
Pin me, baby.
Here you go.
Actually, that's pretty appropriate.
If I could
Can you
also
keep it
have your
going?
signature on this. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the oath for Rosa Thomas. So you can hold this. And I'll read up this, and then you'll say I state your name and then say swear or affirm, whichever you prefer. So I. Oh, raise your right hand, please. Thank you, Leela.
Wait, you go first, right?
Just repeat after me. I, and then state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm
I, Rosa Thomas, do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a Kodak photo moment. Just so we're not in the background. Before I open it for public comment, would either of you two like to say anything? No, I'm already putting you on the spot. Once you sit, that's it, it's over. No, you guys are good? Okay. Pardon? They don't want to say anything.
They don't want to say, okay,
No.
well, I do.
I'm sorry, just focus on this side. Go ahead.
No, this will be super brief, but I'm feeling very grateful, and I just wanted to, thank everyone who supported me. I want to thank my family, my parents, my brother Spencer, my boyfriend Alex. Thank you guys all for the love and the support, not only over the last 4 years, and I know I've missed a lot of, dinners and events and whatnot, being at meetings, but I appreciate the support all the way through. Also want to thank our incredible staff and thank my council colleagues, including our outgoing council colleagues. I realize that when a council member is reelected, it's sort of a reflection on what they've accomplished, and what we've accomplished over the last 4 years is thanks entirely to our staff and our entire council. So I just wanted to thank everyone who's been a part of what we've gotten done. I'm honored and humbled. When I first ran in 2018, I had no record to run on, but I also had no baggage. The difference is that when you're running for re-election, it's a referendum, right? And I'm very proud of the record that we've accomplished over the last 4 years. I was proud to share that with voters. But to see voters validate that was a totally new feeling. So I just want to thank again everyone who's been a part of all the hard work over the last 4 years. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure working with all of you, and I look forward to continuing working with all of you. And I want to especially welcome Pat and Rosa to the council. Really excited to work in the coming years with two fantastic, dedicated public servants. So thank you so much for stepping up.
Okay, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and open it for public comment. If there anybody, again, we're gonna keep this informal. We're not gonna set a timer at 3 minutes. Is there anybody that wishes to speak? Please go to the podium. Going, don't see any. Pardon? Go for it, Susie.
And I know a whole lot of community members who would like to have been here tonight. And we know it's a small space, but they're out there looking at you now and cheering on. So let's have a great couple of years.
Thanks. Anybody else? I don't see any hands raised.
And we do not have any emailed public comment.
Thanks. Anything from staff? See, I got you. I missed you the last time. I got you this time. No. Okay. All right. That I will go ahead and close out public comment. And again, welcome and congratulations. And with that, we're going to move to 6, which is recognition and presentation of gift to me, outgoing mayor. Do I just like present to myself?
We're gonna turn it over to Rebecca. Thank you, Mayor Casissa. Let me make my way over to your plaque. This plaque is presented to Fred Casissa in appreciation of your dedicated leadership and service to the town of Corte Madera and its citizens as Mayor of Corte Madera 2021-2022, presented this 6th day of December 2022. And the empty space at the top of that plaque is because we are trying something new and exciting with honoring our outgoing mayors for their year of service. And that gavel that Mayor Casissa has been using this year will be replaced with a band that says his name and the year that he served as mayor, and then it will be added to the top of the plaque. And our new mayor will receive a gavel at the next meeting that the mayor will then use for the coming year and will get to keep after their term of service. So this is coming to you shortly, but is not quite ready for distribution yet.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I've learned from Eli. I'm just going to say a few words. First of all, I think we had a great year coming out of COVID. Just a few highlights. Town Hall project got started. I think that was 3 years in the making. We broke ground, I think, earlier this year. I went by there yesterday. Well, today it's a mud pit, but other than that, that's progressing really well. We approved the housing element that the planning staff worked on, I think, for over a year on that. And I think they got letter back. It doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff coming back from the state, which again, that's kudos to them. A lot of cities are getting letters back where they're going to have to rewrite a lot of that. Corte Madera Residents In project got approved. We hired a climate action person that I think is going to start in a week or 2 weeks or so. Yeah. Thank you. You know, our go for it. You know, our mission statement, our town values were redone as part of the DEI project. Financially, we're strong. We're probably the strongest city, knock on wood, or town in Marin County. We're running a surplus from our last budget from last year. You know, our town projects are all moving forward with complete streets to sidewalk improvements. Everything's going really great there. We also tweaked the election timing, so now it's in line with the state of California. And Measure E, which was a special partial tax for paramedics, that got approved. And more impressive with that is, I don't think anybody noticed, there was no campaigning on that at all. And it proved, I think it passed by more than 80% of our voters, which shows you how our community, how much they trust in our elected officials and also our paramedic. And Ruben, thanks for that. It's greatly appreciated. The other thing we did also is we enhanced transparency from a government standpoint. Commission appointments are now done in a public forum. They're done before the town council, so they're not done behind closed doors. It's all open. the budget process was expanded. We went from 2 meetings. We actually have it over 3 meetings now. The first meeting, it's a tutorial on sources, revenue, how the whole budget process works. And then after that, we actually get in the mechanical part of it. And also we're getting new software for budgeting. That'll be online. That'll make our residents more easier, that they can go in the budget. It's more easier to read. And then on the mirrors form, which I took a lead from Eli, who started that under his term, no offense, I tweaked it a little. I made it more like an open type form, almost like a podcast type thing. And that I think welcome residents coming in, and we had non-residents, we had people from Larkspur also that would chime in also. But that just made it more open. Everything I just said, though, it all comes down to one thing, which is staff. To me, staff does we do about 5% of the work. Staff does the other 95%. When you look at the housing element, it took them over a year to get the housing element together. We get an 8-page staff report, and we had 500 pages of the element, which we may or may not read. But within an hour and a half, it's approved and it's submitted to the state. But meanwhile, there's numerous community plans. The Planning Commission was involved. And that's just not one piece of it. There's, the Park and Rec Master Plan. So again, it's staff, and it's not just, sometimes I think we think of staff like Corte Madera, but I also want to thank Ruben and Chief Norton, who's hiding over there. They're a big part of this community, like a really big part. They're keeping our streets safe, and from a public service standpoint. So it's really appreciated. And my last mirrors form, I talk fast sometimes, sorry about that. My last mirrors form, I actually had each of the department heads, and I included Chief Norton and also Chief and Ruben in there also. And I asked them to give a 5-minute spiel on accomplishments during the year and also what we have to look forward to in 2023. If you haven't looked at it, it's not that long. Take a look at it. It's very impressive because everything that they're talking about accomplishments, that's above and beyond what they're tasked with in their daily job. So it's really tremendous when you look at that, when you see all the work that's being done. We see it piecemeal sometimes. Ruben will come to us, or Chief Norton comes to us, or Adam comes to us. But when you put it all together, it's truly is amazing. So you take all that, you mix in community groups such as the Lions Club, the Community Foundation, the Women's Club, the Beautification Committee, mix in our residents, and it's a recipe for success. I think that's what makes the town work. So again, I just want to thank everybody for the support, not just for myself personally, but for council members, and also the support that everybody's shown the town. I really appreciate it. So thank you. I won't open up for public comment. With that, we'll move to 6B, which is selection of mayor for the upcoming year. And with that, I will go ahead and open it up for nominations for mayor. Go ahead.
I'd like to nominate Vice Mayor Charles Lee as mayor.
I'll second.
Thank you. Okay, is there any questions? Okay, go ahead and open it up for public comment. If anybody wishes to speak, please go to the podium. No, and no hands raised, no email
No
comments.
hands are raised, no emailed public comments either.
Okay, with that, I will go ahead and bring it back to the closed public comment, bring it back to the council if there's any other further discussions. And if not, I'll go ahead and call for the vote.
Okay, I will call the vote. Councilmember Beckman,
Yes.
Councilmember Ravazio,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas, Vice Mayor Lee,
Aye.
and Mayor Casissa.
Yes. And with that, congratulations. We're actually doing musical chairs. I get Buddha. Thank you.
Rosa, don't forget your mic. Mike, when you vote.
Rookie mistake.
It's easy to forget.
Okay, so as my first official duty, I would like to open the floor for a selection of a vice mayor.
I'd like to nominate Eli Beckman.
I second.
Thank you.
Excellent. I'll open it up for public comment.
Okay, we do not have hands raised, and let me just refresh the email really quick. We do not have any emailed public comments on this item.
Okay, and I don't see anyone at the podium. So I think we'll go to a vote.
Okay. Councilmember Beckman,
Yes.
Councilmember Ravazio,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas,
Yes.
Councilmember Casissa,
Yes.
and then Mayor Lee.
Yes.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm moving down.
He might be all squirrel there.
Territorial.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're good with this seating?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so with that, we close item number 6. Item number 7, presentations. There's none tonight. So we'll move on to item number 8, which is the consent calendar. The purpose of the consent calendar is to group items together which are routine or have been discussed previously and do not require further discussion. They will be approved by a single motion. Any member of the town council, town staff, or the public may request removal of an item for discussion. And then the rescheduling of the items will be at the discretion of the mayor or town council. Does anyone want to pull an item on the town council? Nope. Staff? Okay, I'll call for a vote then.
We need a motion
Oh,
first.
Motion.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, sorry. Call for a
Okay.
motion.
I'll go ahead and make the motion.
Second.
Oh, and I would like to open it up for public comment.
And we don't have any public comment via email. That is for a different item. Yeah. We do not have any emailed public comment on this item or any hands raised at this time.
Okay, great. So then I will call for did we already have the motion?
Yes.
Okay, so then I will call for a vote.
Okay, Councilmember Casissa,
Yes.
Councilmember Ravazio,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Beckman,
Yes.
and Mayor Lee,
Yes. Okay.
and the motion passes.
So moving on to item number 9, public hearings, we have none. So then I'll move to item number 10, which is the business items. We'll start with item 10A, which is to adopt resolution number 64, 2020 to appoint Adam Wolf as town manager and approve an employment agreement with Adam Wolf to serve as town manager for a term lasting from December 7th, 2022 through December 7th, 2027, or as otherwise provided in employment agreement. And we'll be discussing to adopt the resolution and improve the employment agreement.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. I'll
Yeah.
give the staff report, even though it's by Amy. I sat down, we had several meetings with myself and Adam to kind of hash this out. So this is the agreement that we came to. Just to go over this on a high level, and if there's any questions, I'll open it up after that. On page 1, duties was that paragraph was enhanced and expanded. There's a paragraph 6, confidentiality of town information that was added to the agreement also. And then on we'll hit the good stuff. On page 8, compensation. Adam's getting increased, his base salary is going to be 234, 275. It's in the agreement. That represents a 15% increase from what he's making as planning director. It also puts him somewhere in the middle of the pack based upon all the town managers in Marin County upon their salary, puts them right about in the middle of that pack. He will get 2 increases, one July 1st, 2023, 3%, July 1st, 2024, 3%. The increases for 25 and 26, to me, it was too far out to peg a number to. So that's going to be at the discretion of the council at that point of time. We are going to give him an interim review in 6 months from now, which we kind of readjusted the timing. So the process for the review will start in April or May of each year with the goal of completing it in June. Again, that was tweaked from Todd's, which I think was like in September or so. It also aligns with the budget process. So I think that'll work out well. The other thing also is that under compensation is that if he does not get an increase in salary for whatever reason, he would be entitled to a 5% bonus. But again, that's at the discretion of the council. There's a $450 car allowance. There's a $150 electronic equipment allowance that was added to the base salary. Vacation, sick leave, he can opt out to payment for up to 40 hours of his sick leave. And I think that those are pretty much the highlight. The medical pension, that was all pretty much, I want to say, somewhat standard stuff that was in there before. And some of the numbers I think were tweaked because Todd was a little bit different for what he was getting for pension. The other thing also to make a note of, a couple other things. One thing is Amy, which I'll let her talk in a minute. I worked close with her. She solely represented the town of Corte Madera in this negotiation and on this agreement. So she did not represent Adam at all. She represented us. So she provided legal advice through the process and also guidance and insight. So with that, I don't know if you want to add anything, Amy.
I think you described it well, Mayor. I'm happy to take any questions if any of the members of council have questions.
Ex-mayor, but I'll take it. That's okay. And then one other thing also is I read things. I noticed that on the town's website actually has job descriptions. The job description for our town manager was dated 1998. So I kind of figured it was a little outdated. So I did request Adam, I think it's on the agenda for the next meeting in December. I asked him to update his job description before the end of the year, just because, 20 some odd years, it's a little bit too old. There are a couple others out there also that I think was dated 2004 and another one dated 2009. Those are just more administrative. I asked him just to take a look at those. And with that, I don't know if there's any questions.
Yeah, so I'll open it up to questions to council first. No questions for staff. I'll open it up to the public for any questions or comments.
We do not have hands raised and we don't have any public comment on this item either.
Okay, so I'll close public comment and bring it back to the council to discuss and possibly adopt the resolution through a motion. Is that it?
I'll move for adoption. There's conference room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I just want to say, Adam, really excited to see this next step for you. I think we all have seen what a diligent and hardworking planning and building director you have been for us, and now in this new role, I think we're all thrilled to see your growth. I know that it's been and will continue to be a really big learning curve for you. This is a job that is not like many other jobs out there. You're already doing a fantastic job, and I think just the dedication with which you're attacking it really shows that you're going to be a great fit for the role. And I think we're all looking forward to working with you in your new permanent capacity.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to thank Fred as mayor, ex-mayor now, for the participation that you gave in the vetting of the contract. And I really appreciate that you've asked him to update the job description, because in the end, we are responsible to review the town manager and I think setting updated guidelines as far as what we're reviewing and our expectations is a wise move. So thank you for that. And I'd also like to say I'm very excited for the prospect of working with Adam this next year. It'll be new to both of us, and I think that will leave us to explore and continue to advance the good things that we've been able to accomplish in the town and continue to progress forward. So with that, I can even
I'm sorry, can I just add?
Yes, of course.
One other thing, which I apologize, I forgot to mention, I did add in here that at town council's discretion, we do a 360 review with staff, because I think it's important that when we do our annual review, that staff also has input into, I want to say, Adam's performance. So that's in here where we can do a 360 review. It's great. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, with that, so we had a first, but I'm looking for a second.
Second.
Okay. And with that, I'll call for a vote.
Council member Casissa,
Yes.
Council member Ravazio,
Yes.
Council member Thomas,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Beckman,
Yes.
and Mayor Lee.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Well, I'll just real quick, I'm not going to be long with this, but I just want to thank Fred for your support and sort of diligence through the process, and several meetings on that, but all good. And just really let you all know that I'm really proud and honored to take on this role on a permanent basis. I feel like I'm a proud Corte Maderan, even though I was raised in Mill Valley, and I'm sort of switching to Corte Madera. I have for a while now, but I'm just really excited about this. I've had a chance now over the last 5 months to really, probably the most exciting part has been working with the great staff that we have across departments and getting to know some of our other staff and being able to work with them. I'm just really excited to continue to grow with them, and also with Mayor Lee now, we worked closely as when Mayor Lee was a planning commissioner. So I think it's a great start to the next year, and I'm just really excited to work with all you. I can see Rose over there too. Yeah, no. So thank you for the support, and I won't let you guys down, right?
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Okay, so with that, we'll move from.
Mayor Lee, we were remiss in not inviting you to take a picture with your family.
Okay.
So I invited them back in, and we just wanted to get a quick picture in between items.
The council can stay.
Thumbs up in the background.
We make okay background, don't we? Cute boys, 3 boys.
Here, wait, you want to hold that?
I told Eli I was gonna do rabbit ears.
Okay, thank you for that, staff. So we'll move to business item 10B. This is the consideration and possible action to appoint Bob Ravasio as the chair of the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee, or the BPAC. Is there any staff?
I think I can take that one. This was something that former council member Bob Ravasio felt very strongly about wanting to continue to contribute to the town, and he had been a member of the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee since its inception and served on other committees prior to that and before serving on council. And he felt like there were still a lot of good that he can do for the community serving on that committee and participating in other far-reaching town projects like the Paradise Drive Complete Streets project, other Complete Streets projects that are still in the works, and most importantly, the Tamalpais Highway 101 overcrossing. And he would really like the opportunity to continue to serve the town on this committee. And the council can appoint him to serve in that capacity. And then staff recommends that he would just be slotted into the remainder of a 2-year term. Our terms run from July 1st to June 30th. So this 2-year term would have commenced July 1st, 2022, and would expire June 30th, 2024, at which point he would have the opportunity to reapply similarly to all of our other council, board, commission, and committees. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Does the council have any questions for staff?
I would like to recuse myself from this vote.
Excellent. Thank you.
And I just had a question. I believe I read that normally this would be a position for someone who was on the council.
That was the case when the committee was first created back in, I believe it was 2012.
It was a temporary committee and the council appointed one of its council members to serve as the chair of that body. And subsequently, maybe 3 years or so ago, a new resolution was adopted to extend BPAC further for, I believe, another 5 years. And at that time, the council voted to have the chair be any member appointed by the town council. And the town council did continue to support appointing Bob Ravazio to serve on the committee as the council representative to the committee, but also the chair. So that is how it stands now. The council can appoint anyone, either council member or community member, to serve that body as its chair.
Okay, just making sure that we didn't have to do anything extra to change it. So yeah, sounds great.
I can't recall the resolution off the top of my head, but that was something that was changed several years ago. So it's already accounted for.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so I'll now open the floor to the questions from the public.
Okay, thank you. We do have an emailed public comment from David McPherson, and it's very short, so I won't do the 3-minute timer. His comment says, Mr. Mayor and town council members, I am pleased that Bob Ravazio is committed to his ongoing service to the town of Corte Madera as chair of the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee, otherwise known as BPAC. Without reservation, I enthusiastically support the town council's appointment of Bob Ravazio to chair the BPAC. Thank you, David McPherson. And that was our only public comment. And I do not see any hands raised.
Okay, so with that, I'll close public comment and bring it back to the council for discussion and a possible motion.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to appoint Bob Ravazio to serve as the chair of the BPAC.
A second?
Okay, and I'll call for a vote.
Councilmember Casissa,
Yes.
Councilmember Ravazio has recused herself. Councilmember Thomas,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Beckman,
Absolutely.
and Mayor Lee.
Yes,
Thank you, and the motion passes.
excellent. And so with that, we finish our business items and we move on to item number 11, the council reports. Adam.
I have no reports this evening.
Okay, so then we'll bring it back to the town council. I'll start with, so unfortunately, we haven't had some of our council members appointed yet to their position. So I'll defer to Vice Mayor Beckman first, or
Yeah, I'll just have to.
well, I'll still talk to because he's mayor. Yeah, like it doesn't matter.
Okay, sounds good. I will go since you called me, Mr. Mayor. So I attended the MCE Executive Committee meeting last week, and then today I attended a board meeting of the Corte Madera Chamber of Commerce, and I just wanted to share that they are having their annual holiday mixer this Thursday at 7 p.m. At the Best Western Corte Madera. All are welcome. It's always fun.
Excellent.
Just real quick, I attend Ross Valley Paramedic Authority meeting and also Twin Cities Disaster Preparedness Committee meetings.
Okay. I attended a special meeting for some of the TAM board and other stakeholders looking at strategizing for the next 10 years, funding for bicycle and pedestrian improvements, and the question of whether we should reprioritize to those at the expense of larger infrastructural projects at the freeway level. And it was a lively debate and discussion, and I hopefully we'll see more come from it. So with that, I will close item number 11 and move to item number 12, the discussion of draft agenda for upcoming town council meetings. Item 12A, does anyone have any questions? No, okay. Do we open this one to the public?
We
Okay.
usually don't, and
Okay.
we don't have any public comment.
All right, so then I call for a vote for this one, or is it's just
No.
moving on?
No
Okay,
action needed.
all right, no action needed. So with that, our sewer district meeting is canceled for this evening.
Correct.
So this will adjourn the meeting and close our meetings tonight. So with that.
Thank you.